What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Dre the Brute Daniels, and welcome to an episode of the Indie Corner, where I sit down from everybody from the independent community, writers, artists, directors, producers. Doesn't matter if you're in the game, I want to talk to you. So this week we got ourselves a tag team. We have the creators of Bigfoot Knows Karate. So I'm very interested in hearing the story behind this one. Give it up, everybody, for Dan Price and Casey Allen.
What's going on, man? Thanks so much for having us.
What is going on, my friend? So glad you all to be able to make the time to come on my show.
Can I just start off by saying that was like the best intro to a podcast that I have heard the entire time we've been promoting this book so far. Like, seriously, that was 1980s golden mic skills, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that was great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dan. Yeah. Look, like as every pro wrestler would tell you, you got to have the good mic skills or you ain't going nowhere. So yeah, so thank you.
You nailed it.
Thank you so much, So since we got the two of you here, before we get into all the rigmarole, let's get into a little bit of introductions. Like, so let's start with Dan. Like, so Dan, where are you from? How do we get here?
Okay, my name is Dan Price. I live in Austin, Texas. I got a wife, 2 kids, mortgage, and all the other rubbish that goes along with all of that. You know, I'm living that, my little suburban life and doing that whole thing. Didn't think I'd be doing that. But here we are today. So with all that being said and done, I got into comics as a little kid, started doing comics, really putting out comics in 2007. I did a book called Latex Avenger. He had a sidekick named Spermicidal Foam Lad. Together, they repelled crime 99.9% of the time.
I like that.
Thank you. So I did a lot of comedy, superhero satire, sci-fi parody type stuff. Latex Avenger, Masters of the Obvious, and then I got a gig doing a thing for the Stan Lee Foundation called Excelsius. It was the uphill adventures of a boy named Stanley, and that was a creator-owned project that we did for the Stan Lee Foundation in conjunction with POW Entertainment, and it was to promote literacy for children. Myself and Bon Adami, who was my creative partner on Masters of the Obvious, and I did Excelsius together. After that, took a little break from comics for a few years, raising family. Few things happened along the way, and kind of dipped my toes back in the water a few years ago. A couple of years ago, hanging out with this fella here, Casey, at the Comic Jam, which is it's a workshop it's like a 1-page artist writer workshop, and I'll let Casey talk more about that, but we connected through that, which I couldn't be more grateful for. Did a few more things in the last couple of years for some other titles. Leads us to Bigfoot Knows Karate, getting my feet dirty again, doing creator-owned comics. My hands dirty, feet dirty. Something, I'm dirty.
There's some filth happening.
There's some filth. It's really disgusting. And doing Bigfoot Knows Karate, which I couldn't be more than happy to be doing this. I mean, it's just an incredible project working with Casey. The Instagram community has been so amazing to us. The people are excited about the book. October 13th. Can't wait to get there. So on Kickstarter. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for that rundown, that rap sheet. I love it.
There you go. It's my rap sheet.
Nice. So Casey, how did we get here, my friend? Dan touched on it a little bit, but let's get a little bit on your origins there.
I really just want to comment on how dirty Dan is. That's what Dirty Dan.
They call me Dirty D.
Like, so anyway. If he had a theme song following him around, it would be like the 1991 Janet Jackson song "Nasty Boys."
Oh yeah, great song.
It don't mean a thing, and that's Dan. No, man. I met Dan through the Comic Jam. The Comic Jam is an online comics workshop. We get writers and artists together and pair them up and do fun comics once a week. We all vote on a theme. The writers get a week, and then the artists get a month. So it takes a little bit more time investment for a page of art, and that's the good thing about it is you're only investing in one page. Like, so both parties can kind of come together and do this one thing, and then at the end of the time, the period that you have a comic, you have one thing that you made, and it's a good way to try new styles. It's a good way to broaden your portfolio, and it's also a good way to meet other people such as Dan. Like I met Dan, and now he's my bro. We're buddies now. But that's how I met Dan. I write comics. I have a comic with my buddy Pete Woods called The Voodoo Child.
Nice.
And it is basically a supernatural voodoo Vietnam War comic.
Okay.
And it's a whole lot of fun. We just finished the issue 2 Kickstarter. It is about to be sent off to print. I'm very proud of that series. And then, so back to like the subject though, like Dan kept drawing this Bigfoot character. And I kept saying, dude, you need to do something with this. It looks really cool. And he said, I got wheels are spinning. I got something. And I told him, I was like, when you're ready, if you need an editor, I'll be more than happy to help you with this book because it looks awesome. And I really like working with Dan to begin with. And he ended up coming to me and said, hey, man, let's do this thing. So he sends me a sheet of what he'd written down. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was just going to have like a bare bones. I said, we need a script. He sent me almost a full script. It was like the Bible to the story, just boom. Which I just imagine him on his back porch because he works on his back porch a lot, just going nuts on his keyboard. And he banged this thing out. And then I kept kind of adding suggestions here and there. And he said, hey, man, would you come on as a co-writer? And if it were anybody else, I probably would not have him. Really like working with Dan though. And man, it's been a blast. We've had a really good time.
I'm so glad that first, Casey, you answered all my questions before we even started asking them. So you're already messing up my flow, but that's all
sorry,
good.
Man.
That's all good. That's all good. But no, but I'm glad to see teamwork like that. When you have somebody you vibe with like that, that you just, it's just like a match made in heaven. It happens so rarely in the industry, and like myself, I've published 5 issues myself of my own series, and I've been consistently using one of my good friends. Now we've become very good friends. Years ago we were complete strangers, but now we're like brothers in arms, and it just meshes so well. I just love seeing that kind of camaraderie.
We were on a different show, and somebody, the host of that show, she was like, y'all have a bromance going. And it was like, yeah, I guess as close as we can get, dude. Seriously. It's I couldn't imagine of working with somebody else on this project. You know what I mean? I would have gone it alone completely if it hadn't been for Casey, because I couldn't have, he was the only person I knew who could disseminate what I was trying to say. You know what I mean? And, because when I threw that that file to him, I mean, it was a lot of, it's like throwing a ball, spaghetti and meatballs up to the wall and just all the crap falling off. Yeah. There was a mess. It was a mess. So I think he's given me a lot more credit than I deserve, because he did a hell of a job disseminating all the crap that I dropped on that file, and turning, pacing out, the major fight arc that are in the story, and and then like putting together, we were working the dialogue together, and like Casey's very pivotal with the antagonist of the story. And we really haven't said what the story's about yet. We kind of gave our backgrounds, but just, can I say that, just to put it in perspective, you've basically got Bigfoot Knows Karate. You've got a gentle cryptid warrior who is living in a world where anyone can be the hunter and anyone can be the prey at any given time throughout. And so you've got this isolated warrior who's dealing with this, who's getting it from all sides, as you'll see. But try and think of it as Godzilla versus Kong meets Kill Bill. If I had to kind of drop it to you in any way, because our man Bigfoot, he's going up into battle with Casey's brainchild, Kung Fu Thulu. And we have a Cthulhu in fighting a Bigfoot in this story. And So Casey, he gives me a lot of credit, but I don't think he takes enough for himself because he's
that's how good partners work.
Incredible, buddy.
That's how good partners work. Well, that's great. That's great. But since now that we've been digging around it, let's talk about Bigfoot Knows Karate. So I saw a couple of the covers of them. Mm-hmm. I love the covers, but I want to get into the bare bones just for a hot second before we go too deep into it. Where did this idea come from?
I'll take that. So a lot of the inspiration for this movie came from the 1995 Patrick Swayze film To Wong Foo. Also starred Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo, Stockard Channing, of course, and really, really good role with Chris Penn. That was our guiding light throughout the scripting process of this. And no, I'm joking. Sorry, I couldn't keep that up. Dan.
Last time we were on a show, he was the traveling pants of the Yaya Sisterhood. That was our prime inspiration. So he's been changing it up on me every show lately. I don't know. Next week it's going to be Big Top Pee-wee. I don't know. So
he's jokering me.
I actually had chairman of the board featuring Carrot Top and Raquel Welch pulled up. So
can't wait.
Also equally inspirational.
Okay. So now I've learned my net lesson. When somebody asks, how did this thing get started? I should just jump in and say, yeah, I got this one, Casey. Don't worry. How did this start? You want to take a case or you want me to do it? Seriously.
No. You got it. You got it.
Okay, back in the day when I was working on Latex Avenger, and Masters of the Obvious, you got to understand the absurdity of the characters that I was working with. You know, the guy wears a rubber on his head and he fights crime, and he's got a 12-year-old wearing a onesie shooting spermicidal foam guns, on his side. And then, you got Kosher the pig, Manibus the kaiju pot monster. My grandparents were characters in the book. I mean, I'm not kidding. The Sexy Nurse America. And then you had Masters of the Obvious, and they were like Dr. Biclops. He had 2 eyes. And the Visible Woman, you can't miss her. So, LeBron the Snapping Turtle, don't make him snap. You wouldn't like him when he snaps. These are the type of characters that I'm used to working with. And so Bigfoot Knows Karate just kind of fell right into that. This could have easily been a comedy. And nobody would have been any the wiser whether the name was big, whether it was a comedy or a drama. I don't think anybody would have known the difference if we brought that to market. What happened was you grow up, you know what I'm saying? And I had this name kind of, written down for a long time. So one of us grew up. Yeah. Well, I had this name kind of written down for a while, but I hadn't really done anything with it. At one point, it was going to take place in a mall outside of in a suburb of Dallas. And and he worked at a corn dog and a stick, and it was ridiculous. I mean, he had a girlfriend who was 11 months pregnant, who was just completely, using him for a place to crash, and it was a bad, and his roommate was the guy from Teen Wolf, not the new Teen Wolf, the old Teen Wolf.
I was assuming the old Teen Wolf. I was assuming.
Yeah, because I only recently found out there was a new Teen Wolf. But you remember Styles from the old Teen Wolf?
Please, let's give somebody a Dick Nose shirt.
Yeah, no. Hey, what are you looking at, Dick Nose? That's the greatest shirt of all time.
It's a great shirt.
Yeah. We'll make them on TeePublic, and I'll get 3 for us. Okay. So,
hey, I'm all in.
Sounds good. Yeah. So we've been leaning hard into the action and the drama of it.
Yeah, because it's a action adventure psychological thriller at this point. It really is. It's fast paced. It's bloody. I mean, it's over the top. I mean, would you say it's over the top? I would say it's very over the top. But it's one note that Dan sends me often is more gore.
So with that in mind, Dan, since you brought it up, what was the intent behind the character? Was this supposed to be satirical initially and then became more hardcore? How did that process go?
Well, originally it was going to be one of those, the subject matter, the subject gets into a situation, finds himself in pain. The old master finds him, takes him back, trains him up. Now you've got this character. We've seen it done so many different times in so many different ways. That was a bit, so when I sat on the stuff on the idea for years, because I didn't want to do anything trite. I mean, that was like the biggest thing. I didn't want to do what's been rehashed. And so when the art, like in 2018, I started doing the artwork that you see now, the look of that kind of look. And that was when it became, this can't be a comedy anymore. This is something different. And it became philosophical and introspective and, kind of a Way of the Warrior type story. But again, I don't want to do anything trite. That's like a really big deal. And so when I talked to Casey about it, I was like, here's the thing. I don't want to do the master trains up the guy and now he's got to go. Now he's protecting the Pacific Northwest, for all the animals or something like that. Didn't want to do that. And so the idea that we came up with that we're not really going to tell you about today is anything but, anything but what you expect it to be.
Okay.
The story is Bigfoot Knows Karate, but it says that. I mean, that's what it is. You've got a Bigfoot, you've got a Cthulhu. If you want to see a smash them up, kick ass, can I say the F word? You want to see somebody fuck each other up, just two fucking cryptids fuck each other up, this is the story for you. But if you also want somebody that's going to challenge you intellectually, that's going to bring a little bit of chill to your spine in a couple of areas, and is going to it's got some good humor in it too in its way. This is the story. Get ready because get in the know. This is what we're doing.
I like that. And based on like the images that I've seen and some of the panels that I've seen thus far, everything you're saying paints the perfect picture. It paints the perfect picture of what I had gazed upon. I really like the concept. I really like the idea. And once again, I love, like, put it as far as storytelling is concerned, there's nothing new under the sun. Mm-hmm. But to have a twist or a spin or an idea that piques my interest, I'm like, hey, wait a minute now. Because honestly, right when I saw the title, I'm like, what the devil's happening? I'm like, what is going on? And so I'm like, off the top, I have intrigue. So to have a title like that is just like, first, what the heck does Bigfoot got to do with karate? So I'm already in. How does he learn this karate? Is he using it? How does it?
Oh, he's going to use a shit out of karate.
So I like all these things. All these things just start bubbling up in my mind. So I'm seeing like the intrigue of it, and I think this is a really, really interesting story, right off the jump. So I'm thoroughly impressed by the concept. Thoroughly impressed. So with that in mind, how long is this story arc gonna run? Now, do you have multiple issues produced, or is this gonna be a whole arc thing? Casey, talk to me.
We have it down to 5 issues. We have 5 issues planned, and then if people like it, they still want to see it. We have ideas for stories after this, but this arc is going to be 5 issues. It's going to wrap up nice and neatly, and we're putting old Bigfoot through hell. It's gonna be a treat. One thing that always irritates me, and Dan and I talked about this at length. While I've never talked about a story more than with Dan, and it is great. I love it. It doesn't get old. That's when when you're writing something that you like. It doesn't get stale. But one thing I wanted to stress was like, hey, if this guy gets like punched in the face, or on chapter 1, he's gonna have a black eye in chapter 2. Like
continuity.
Damage counts.
I hate seeing people get hit and no repercussions. old Bigfoot's gonna have some repercussions. He's gonna give some repercussions. He is a brawler, but he is also he's a philosopher. A lot of that can, that is all Dan. Dan went deep on the philosophy stuff, and I've really enjoyed seeing what he added with that. It really broadened the character.
So I don't want to get into spoilers because this is spoiler-free zone. But as far as the philosophy was concerned in it, Dan, was there a particular message in particular that you were trying to add in there? I mean, if you don't want to spoil the idea,
no. No, there's no major motivation other than trying to understand if you were the only one of your kind, if you were the only one of your species, look, when I started doing research for this thing, I watched some documentaries on Bigfoot. I did some research on Bigfoot, and what I learned is nobody knows shit about Bigfoot, and nobody's seen a Bigfoot. Okay, that's like the one rule that I walked away with, is that you can't see a Bigfoot. Okay, so if you're unseeable, if you are living in a world where no one knows you really exist, and you have the knowledge of our Bigfoot's wise. He's a learned individual, maybe not much on the way of speech, but he's seen things and he's done stuff. But he's also set aside from society. So the way of the warrior mixed with the absolute just loneliness, that he has had to endure. I think that is kind of where it all came from. Psychologically, I've been thinking a lot about a Bigfoot. I mean, that sounds so weird to say, but
no, that makes sense.
What would this do? What would that do to? I mean, I've never really talked about this part in a podcast, but in an initial draft, Bigfoot. One of the ideas that I had, and this was from a few years ago, Casey, I don't even know if I've talked to you about this. Bigfoot actually commits suicide at the beginning of the story. He jumps off of a cliff out of desperation, loneliness. And this was still when it was a comedy. It was very over the top.
So
but when he woke up, he woke up in a temple. Okay, and then the master found him. That's where it really always picks up. But he actually, it was like haiku concept where leaves were blowing by and his hair is kind of going in the breeze and he can't take it anymore, and the lotus and the water. I mean, it was one of those types of things.
Sounds like an opening skit to a Wu-Tang record.
Where my Wu-Tang shirt at?
That's outstanding. Where's your Wu-Tang shirt at, Casey? You were wearing one a couple of shows ago.
It's in the wash. I'm wearing my NASA shirt now.
Okay, got you. So it was very, the story has taken a lot of twists and turns, not just like in the book that we're producing now, but to get here. You know what I mean? To get here, it was very. This wasn't a let's just go make a comic. This took a while. It had to marinate for a while because, and Casey, he almost committed suicide until very, very close to this script that you actually got from me. You know what I mean? It was like that stayed in there for a long time before I took that out. So, and it's something that I don't want to ever actually explore in the book, but that was really part of what happened in the backstory.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm a deep guy.
Wow. Okay. Well,
yeah.
But that's the creative process, Dan. And as you know, as fellow writers, we're all writers here. The creative process, how it first starts off in your head before it gets down to the pen, is a million miles wide.
Oh yeah.
A million miles. Like I can remember a character. Oh, actually, one of my main antagonists from my story called Trouble: The Rhythm Within. The whole story is basically about getting my protagonist gets a different superpower based on the genre of music he listens to.
That's badass.
Yeah, thank you.
That's bad. That's badass, dude.
Yeah, it was my crowning achievement, but like it was one of my antagonists that I wanted to be the rival but he went like the rival went through so many transformations. First, I was like, oh, he's gonna be a teacher, or he was gonna be a scientist, or he was gonna be some alien being, and then end up settling on a childhood bully that becomes his rival. So it went from here to here, like, and
right.
But when I was settled on it, I'm like, oh my god, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's gonna work. And that's just how it goes. So right when you were breaking down how where Bigfoot was coming from, what the story originally was going to be to where it is, I'm with it 110%. I know exactly how it gets there, and there ain't no shame in that game, because that's where some of the most creative stuff comes from. Usually, it's something that's absolutely absurd that ends up becoming something refined. So I'm about it. That's great. That is great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm all about absurdity. So that's kind of my thing. Yeah.
Dope.
Making a comment. Let's do it.
Talk a little bit about Kickstarter. So we got the Kickstarter coming up on the 13th. October 13th, right.
October 13th.
Kickstarter is going down. So what is the that's not the right, my brain is frying. So we're starting there. How long is it running for?
It's going to run for 30 days.
Okay.
So starting the 13th, we'll hit the live button at 7 p.m. Central Time on the 13th.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah, and you got to come out to the live launch party we're doing on Instagram that night, man. Are you on Instagram?
Also, I am on Instagram.
Okay.
I will definitely make a cameo appearance, no doubt.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'd love to come through and check it out. I'll definitely love to come see you guys.
Yeah,
what's your Insta, man?
My Instagram
we're gonna do
is at thebrute00. It's simple. It's the same tag for everything. My Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is at thebrute00. I keep it simple so I can remember it.
DABRUTE.
Yep, 00. Yep.
00. I found you. Okay, I'm following now.
Yep.
Got it.
I'm
Cool.
easy to find. All
right, I'm DanoMite139. He's Robots Eat Guitar. So yeah.
We'll definitely be in touch for sure. Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, we love Instagram. Huge fan of Instagram. Like, honestly, that's like the fuel for the fire of this book. Like, as awesome as Casey and I are, in getting this book together. Yeah, I mean, I just call ourselves awesome. But seriously, no, the people have rallied behind this character, and it would not be as far along, or I don't think it would be near as good if it hadn't been for everybody on Instagram, because people have just kind of taken notice of it very quickly. We've gotten fan art after fan art after fan art, which has been, we've had over 50 pieces of fan art come up to us over Instagram. Yeah, without, we haven't put out book one yet, and it's been, the support has been incredible. We've been really lucky to partner with Matthew Skillern to do the variant cover for the regular edition of the first issue. And then the variant cover for the deluxe edition actually came to us as a piece of fan art originally by a guy named Adam Caswell. I've got the art. Show this. Andre, can I show you this?
Yeah, please, absolutely.
So we got, this was Skillern's cover. Okay, this is the variant cover for the regular edition right there. And then Adam sent us this piece, and I liked it so much I bought it from him, because there was no way I could just do this for free.
Oh.
I already take this as free artwork here.
That is gorgeous. I like it. I like the feralness of it. I like it. That is dope.
Another art. This is from Luis Tomas right there. A Bigfoot. I mean, we've just received so much stuff, and Kamori ain't with that. There it is.
Wow.
Kamori and King sent us that one. But we've received like amazing stuff, and like just the support from the community is just, they've gotten behind the character, and it really has fueled. It's fueled me, because it's given me some, having somebody to, you get to draw to somebody, you know what I mean? Like, you can't show them everything, but some stuff out of context here and there, they really get behind it, and the community's just kind of embraced the two of us in this project that we're working on. And I don't know. I was just babbling there, but
that's fine. No, look,
can't say enough for how thankful we are for everybody on there. They've really rallied behind the project.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad to see that so many folks have come to support you guys' work, because I, for one, really like you guys' work as well. I love your drive. I love your story. I love the art. Everything about this project works. I love the teamwork. I love the tag team. We got the Road Warriors out here. So I'm feeling really good about how you guys vibe. It's wonderful. It's great. And I'm so glad to see that you're getting so much hype and buzz from the independent community and fans. It brings my heart a whole lot of joy to see that.
Thank you so much, dude.
Oh, no,
seriously.
The pleasure was all mine. Gentlemen. So, October 13th, the Kickstarter is going down. Everybody, check out these folks' work. Check out Bigfoot Knows Karate. Check that joint out.
Yes, we have some bad shirts. We have some awesome. The comic is, of course, amazing. Yes,
absolutely.
Can I say one more thing about the Kickstarter and the tiers real fast?
Absolutely.
We have 2 editions of the book. Okay, we have the regular edition and the deluxe edition. There'll be 2 covers, 2 covers for each set. The regular edition, 30-page full color story. Okay, the deluxe edition, 30-page full color story plus. We're doing a 10-page fan art gallery, throwing it back to some of the amazing people who've done work, who've taken the time to draw Bigfoot. Can't believe they did it. So thank you so much. We're doing a couple of pages of some extra sketches of some things that I've been working on towards the story. And then the thing that I'm so excited about, the director's commentary roundtable discussion video that'll be exclusive to the deluxe edition. You cannot get it anywhere else but the deluxe edition. It's going to scan your QR code. It sends you to a private link that will do a complete breakdown of the book. Myself, Casey, a couple other amazing folks are going to read the book, go through it. We're going to talk through how we started, page by page, where we're going, and get to talk about that. Get to talk about that meaty twist I discussed earlier that's going to happen at the end of this book. Finally, we're going to get to actually talk. If you like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
We're going to actually get to talk about this, talk about the story in detail. So if you want to get some questions answered a little earlier, say what, bud? Okay.
Casey's in and out. What do you think that twist would be? Like a prime steak meat for the twist, or is it like a?
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is not a minute steak twist, dude. This is a 2.5 ounce or a 2.5 inch thick. You gotta. It's a tomahawk ribeye, dude. Ooh. Frying. Okay, that's what kind of twist we're talking about here. Okay?
High sodium.
So.
Yes.
Bring it on. Right. So anyway, it's going to be good. So definitely check out the Kickstarter October 13th. You can get the director's commentary. I think it's going to be kick-ass. I think people are really going to enjoy that. So
Awesome. So once again, gentlemen, Dan's over here. Dan and Casey, I'm so glad you guys took the time to come on my show and talk about this amazing project. For all the folks at home that will be seeing this, I'm going to leave all the links of Dan and Casey's work in the description section below. Once again, don't forget about that Kickstarter that's going to be on October 13th. And to check out their live stream on Instagram is going to be dope. I am Dre the Brute Daniels, and this has been the Indie Corner. Follow me on all my social media platforms at the Brute 00. They'll be right here next to my face. Click on them right next to my face. They're right there. Go ahead and click on them and follow me, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the vid. And once again, this has been the Indie Corner. I am Dre the Brute Daniels, and I will catch you all next time. Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the Spinwiz app and check out my comic series Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish. So whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again, and check it out.